Hey, hello there. Welcome to Science Week. It's me. I'm Dom Trainer, and we're here with, who are you?
I'm Paul. I'm from the Nerve Center.
And me and Paul were just chatting about how wonderful young children are, which is good because we're going to teach young children today how to put together some cool things for Science Week. So we're going to be using Adobe Express. Do make sure you're logged in. There is a link in the description to the YouTube video that you're on right now. And if you have access to it, great. And it'll take you through to this page. That's all it is. That's all we need for today. Challenge 1 is to make an incredible infographic using Adobe Express, of course. And challenge 2 is make a video of your science facts. So right in the middle of that screen share, you can see next to the beautiful Paul's face and my face, not so beautiful, is a button there. And if you do have access to this page, then you can just click it and it'll open up some water facts there. If you don't have access to that page, there is a link here. You can see it, bit.ly/NI waterfacts, all lowercase, bit.ly/NI, so Northern Ireland water facts. These are not facts about water in Northern Ireland, I must say. They're just general water facts. Now, you can use, let me just bring it up. You can use these water facts as like a thing, like a sort of placeholder text if you want. If you've got your own science facts that you want to stick in there, cool. Use those. I'm just using these because it's quite a popular topic. It's something that you're always doing is science. And I thought actually this would be a cool one for finding like a cool image for the background of your infographic and good things to find in the video that you're going to create in a bit as well. So we're going to be using that, but if you've got other things that you want to use, by all means, you can use that. Now, I was just playing around there. So here we go. We've got Adobe Express open here. Now, the way that this is going to work is I'm going to demo, and Paul's going to demo too, how you can put one of these infographics together or one of these videos together. We'll start off with the infographic. And the idea would be if you're using desktop, Chromebook, laptop, that kind of thing, then you can follow what I'm doing. But then Paul will also show his magic as well because he's a bit of a wizard on the iPad and he'll be showing you how to put it together. But the two things are pretty similar, would you say, Paul?
Yeah, they're very similar. It's just some key differences, just mainly in the layout. That's it, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely on the with the first one with the infographic, that's probably where the biggest differences are. And again, it's just layout really and where you find things and stuff like that. But for the video, very, very similar. Right. So the idea is follow along. If you think, it's going a little bit fast, don't worry, because we're going to give you time at the end of each demo where you can, have sort of 6 or 7 minutes to kind of polish things off and tidy up a few bits and sort out your alignments and things like that. And we'll just be demoing things on the screen, quietly while that happens. So do follow along. But if you're thinking, do you know what? I wouldn't mind just stopping this guy talking just for a little bit. Then just press pause. That's fine. Press pause, and then you can unpause this whenever you like, and then we'll get going again. So that's absolutely fine. Right. So I will crack on. Don't forget, if you need it, you can use this web page, which is in the description to the YouTube video. You can use that one to find this page. If not, just put this short link in, bit.ly/NI waterfacts. That will take you through to here. And this is what we're going to use in order to populate our infographic. Okay, right. So we're going to get going. Don't forget, follow along. Don't feel like you have to match us step for step, but just follow along. And then whenever you're ready, just keep on plowing on, and you will get time after the demo. But I tell you what, Paul, if you don't mind, maybe we can just show iPad users where they might start. Start on the sort of app screen itself, maybe.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, cool, guys. So the app that we are using today, so Adobe Express, is broken up kind of into 3 sections. For the iPad, we've got Adobe Express, where we can create all our posters and infographics and brochures. Then you have Spark Page. That is where you do your blog or your web page, and you have Spark Video. And the one we're using today is Adobe Express. It's the very colorful one with the A there. Okay, so guys, that's us.
And actually, you had a nice little trick, didn't you? Because we're going to be doing an A4 infographic today, and you have a nice little trick for that, don't you, to get started?
A nice little trick. I don't know about a trick, but we're going to start from scratch, and kind of like the reason why I always start from scratch is that in schools most printers are A4,
Right.
and it's just handy. So what we do is we just
the solid color, where you start off and you start off with the solid color, and you can choose the size there.
Yeah, so you can hit the plus button at the bottom of your screen when you're on it, and you can pick then solid color at the top. Okay, and you just choose any kind of solid color, doesn't really matter. I'm just going to choose the basic white solid color. And then what we can do then is when you press next, you can scroll along the bottom, and when you go to print, you'll see A4 is right there.
It. Because it can be a bit tricky to find that otherwise, can't it?
Yeah, otherwise you just need to go to custom size, but you need to know the size of an A4 page in pixels, which can be funny. Yeah, guys, once you find A4, you just hit done.
Great.
And then it gives us all of our different options and stuff there.
Cool.
So Dom, nice. You want to show them on the desktop?
Yeah, for sure. Right. So that's how you would get started if you're using an iPad, for example. But it's slightly easier, I suppose, on the desktop because you just press the plus, go to custom size graphic. And then here it takes you straight through to what size you need. So I'll go to print, same as Paul, go for A4, and then click next. Right, so here we go. So you can use templates and stuff like that. There are actually some pretty good templates that you can use. And once you get using a lot of templates, you might have favorite ones that you go to. But I'm just going to get rid of that because I'm not that bothered. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take Water Facts as my title. So just double clicked it, pressed Control and C. And then I'm going to put it in as my project name. Okay, Water Facts. And the reason why we do that is because it makes it easier to search later. Because if you have hundreds of projects that are called My Project, absolute nightmares to try and find. Right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make this look pretty professional by going to Photos. Now, these are all free photos. You can use them for whatever you like. And in here, now, all I've done in here, for example, is, look for something pretty cool. They're talking about ice and glaciers in these facts that I found online. And so what I might do is put something like iceberg in, because I think that's going to throw up some quite cool images. Might go for that one. Cool. So we go straight onto our canvas. Would you call it canvas, Paul? Canvas?
Canvas page, yeah.
Yeah. Let's say canvas. Right. And it obviously it doesn't kind of make it full blown in the background. Now, you could drag the circles out there, but actually there's a much easier way to do it. And you see this little toggle here, add to background. Boom, it's in. Right, and then you can play around with where you want this to sit, okay? Because this is kind of like a wide image. Ooh, I quite like that, actually. So I'll do that. That's going to be my start. Right, now, don't forget, I've still got Water Facts copied. So what I'm going to do is going to start off by putting some text in, all right? So click text on the left-hand side, go to add your text. And there it just adds in some placeholder text. That's fine. Double click to edit. And you can see that it's highlighted on the right-hand side here. So I'm just going to paste in Water Facts. So it puts it onto 2 lines. I want it to be on 1 line. So all I have to do is stretch out this box. And then it just gives me it all on 1. And then you can see this little dotted line here. Nice. That is just telling me that it's completely centered on the page. Okay. Now, I'm not a massive fan of that font. So I could go to font recommendations. Now you can see they're not that easy to read here, actually. That's because it's white and it's on a white screen. So you could do something like put a little outline on your text. I wonder if that actually changes how the font recommendations come. It doesn't actually, so why even bother? But I'll keep it on there because I think it actually looks quite nice. But you can explore more fonts, and then it'll come up with them. I mean, I can see them pretty well on my screen, actually. They might not be coming across so well on this live stream, but I can see lots of different fonts, and maybe I'll go for that one. Nice. I like it. So let me X out of that. What have we got here? Like the color of my text. So it's all of it is sort of like an outline font. So I can probably turn that little outline off, because the actual font itself is just a sort of tracing around the outside. So I like that. And then I'm going to stretch it so that it sits nicely at the top of the page. There we go. And then if I just make sure it's aligned again, there we go, it's in there. Now, the last thing I'll do before I just hand it back to Paul is, what do you think, Paul? Is that particularly readable?
Something in the background to help it stand out maybe better.
Yeah. Well, I think what I'm going to do is, I think Paul's absolutely right there. So I think maybe I'll go to filters. Now that duotone makes it go completely bonkers. I mean, that's quite nice actually. But I think I'll go for darken. And I'll just darken it down a little bit, and then that makes it more readable, do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, all right, I'm happy with that. If Paul says yeah, that means it's a yeah. Right, so there we go. That's our first bit. Paul, would you like to demo that bit?
Yeah, cool. Okay, guys, so on the iPad, for those of you using the iPad, slightly different. Along the bottom, we have all of our different options, and we're just going to go to Add, and we're going to look for Photos, and Photos is the third option over, and Photos. Now on the iPad, it gives us loads of different options. We are always looking for Adobe stock photos. The other options are things from your iPad itself. So Adobe stock photos. And then this is actually slightly easier to do on the iPad. We just search at the top right of your screen. So we'll search for iceberg. Select Dom. And we'll choose the same one as Dom. So when we click on it, a little tick will top appear on your photograph, and you just click Add top right. And then it gives you the option to pin to background or move freely. So we'll just hit pin to background, and it's automatically set for us, so a bit easier.
Yeah.
But on the iPad, you must remember to hit done once you're finished, and once you're happy, hit done at the bottom right. That just sets everything in for you that way.
Nice.
Okay, so we're going to add in some text as well. So we'll go back to Add, and then the first option is text. And then type something. So I'm just going to double tap and go to our document here, and I will just copy water facts. Okay, so just copy that, and I can go back to Adobe Express and just paste it in. I just hold my finger, and paste should come up. Paste isn't coming up. There we go. So water facts. Done. Okay, so what we can do then is we can click on the secondary style at the bottom, or you can click on style over at the far right. Let's click on style. And then you get this wheel. And if I just swivel along with the wheel, I can get a couple of just different styles, and you can just keep going and going and going. I kind of liked that one's kind of cool there. So I'll just hit. Then I'll go to color, and I can just change the color then. So I can change the text color. Let's go for maybe a nice blue, something like that.
That was cool. Nice.
And then I'll just hit done. Let's change the shadow. Maybe a nice white. Hit done. I'll just drag that into position.
Nice.
Just stretch it out the same way with the corners. There we go, guys. Hit
Very
done.
Cool. Yeah, it's looking better than mine already. Right,
that's really it. That's it. So, guys, if you wanted to change the color of the background as well, just the way Dom did, just click on your background, and then what you can do is you can just hit then adjust or looks, and then you can just go through all the filters. Very similar to what you would have in Instagram, and we've got darken there, so I can just darken it slightly.
Yeah, that works out nicely. Cool.
And that's that.
Good man. Right. Let me try and one up that. Right. So what we're going to do now is what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to make something for this one sort of section of text where you've got a header and then some description in there. I'm going to duplicate it 4 times. There's a nice little trick. It means you only have to do kind of a little bit of work to get 4 sections. So let me grab my first kind of heading here. Just click text, add text, and then paste it in there. Now it's used the same fonts as last time, and I didn't really want that. So what I'm going to do is, I know the one I want actually. It's Hobo. I think it's called Hobo Standard Medium. There it is. I like that one. I think that looks good. And then all I've got to do now is play around with the size just by dragging it. And I want it onto one line. And I don't want it to be massive. I'm going to drag it down to there. All right. Now, you see the way when I was dragging it to the left, it kind of got that green dotted line. I'm going to use that to say that it's aligned. I like that. And then I'm going to get my fact. So a whopping 96.5% of water on Earth is in our oceans, covering 71% of the surface of our planet. Bit of a mind blower. So what I can do there is duplicate that first section, because I want the same, I want roughly sort of the same size and style. And then I'm going to align it again. You can see all the little lines there. And then paste in the text. Now, obviously, there's way more text in here. And that's where I'm going to, this is where things like the size will change. Okay. So don't mind, that's pretty good. But it's all aligned down the center. You can see that because it's highlighted there. So I'm going to align it left. And that gives me a nice little box. And I'll just drag it down ever so slightly. I mean, maybe actually that box is too big. Maybe there we go. Maybe that's better. Because you want the sort of the heading to be bigger than the description text, I would say. So I'm happy with that. One thing I think is that, you know, again, with readability, it's not bad on here. I mean, if you kind of zoom in and go to like 200%, it's kind of, there are bits where you're like, not sure whether how readable that would be, like there, for example. So what I'm going to do here, I go back to fit, is I'm going to select that text. I'm actually going to put shape on it. So it's giving it that sort of yellow one, not that into that. I might do this green one because it's kind of like the green of there's like glues in there. So I like that. You can also change the sort of style of the shape. This is covering all the lines itself, so behind the word. But if you want to make it an entire shape, you can do that one. And then I'm actually going to reduce the opacity of it because it just needs to be subtle to be able to, you know, make it more readable for people. So that's cool. To keep it 30%, that's fine. Right. What I'll do is I'll happy to pass it over. Should I do another bit?
No, yeah. Happy to pass it over. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have another bite of the cherry because it's very similar, and you'll be able to pick up tips from Paul as well.
It is very similar. Yes. So guys, I've just added in the text. It's the same as before. I've just gone to our document there that Dom was giving us. Just copied and pasted the title. So when we copy and paste the title, we just go to add again and click on text, copy and paste it in. Okay, perfect. I'll just delete that for a second. Okay, so when it's in here now, it gives us exactly the same font as before, in the same style. So you'll see down the bottom beside edit, there's font, and we can click, scroll through lots of different fonts and just pick something that is easily read, very legible. So I've chosen one called Quicksand. I'll just hit done. And then what I can do is I can just click on it and I can change then the style again. So I can go to style. Oh, there we go. Go to style and I can just flick through our styles just to choose something. I kind of like something like that. Yeah. And then I'm just going to go to size and just size it up so it fits. And then we'll change our color again. I might choose a nice bright white. There we go. So something like that. And then I'm going to go back to our text. I will copy then. Just by holding my finger over the text, and I'll just drag it out and copy this. So we'll add in now another block of text. And it should choose the same one as I've just created. Paste that in, hit done. And there we go, yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just change the size first of all. This is quite big. Let's change that down. And what I can do then is I can drag it out like so. Yeah, something like that. And that kind of looks a bit cool because it's almost highlighting the key facts already for me. Okay, and then we'll just hit done. And then the last thing I'm going to add in is I'm going to add in a shape. Okay, just like a background. So I'm going to click on the add button, click on shapes. And then I'll just take a standard square shape. I'll just hit add. Okay, and now I'll just draw that over all of my text here. And you'll notice that it's over the top of my text. Don't worry. Don't worry. What I can do then is I can hit opacity, bring the opacity down, just like that. Maybe around 20. I'll hit done. And then this is a really cool feature. At the very top of the screen here, you'll see beside the undo button, this is our layers. If I click on that, oh, sorry, where did it go? Is it all in one layer for me? Bear with me a second.
There you go.
There we go. We'll just do screen. We'll go to blend and we'll do screen, and that just sets it kind of behind it there for us. And that's how we do the similar thing to DOM.
Yeah, cool. Right. So let's see how we can put some more facts under there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take kind of, I want to do this section next, okay? But I'm also just going to do it for all of these sections. So look at this for a time saver. So I'm going to drag while I've got my mouse held down over this, and it's going to select both of these things, okay? So that's one way of doing it. Or you can click one, press shift, and then click the other. I think on the iPad it's like multiple select or something like that. So either way, you've got to get these two sections highlighted, and then all you have to do then is press duplicate. Okay, that will give you another one here, right? And then you can work on like aligning these, but I won't worry about that too much because I'm just gonna copy my text, and then I'm just gonna change it up, and it stays exactly the same size, which is cool, and it gives it all the same, you know, sort of look and feel. Let's try that with our text as well. You see, it's the same size, it's got the same shape, it's the same color, it's the same font. So that's really nice. And then I'm just gonna make sure that that's aligned. Nice. Now this is even sort of better, I think, really, because to go from 1 to 2, that's a certain amount of work, but to go from 2 to 4 is the same amount of work again. Click and drag over to highlight them, or click, hold shift, click, hold shift still, keep holding shift and select all of those things, and again press duplicate. And then you've got another 2 which you can just whack down there. Pretty nice. And then I think that's pretty much aligned already. And then I might just nudge it down ever so slightly. There we go. And then all I have to do then is take my new pieces of text, select the one I want to get rid of, paste it in. Again, it's the same. Let me do it for this one. And then see if it does it exactly the same as well. There we go. Now that one's put it into 2 lines, not so good. So, but that's dead easy to fix. You just stretch out the box a bit and then put it in the right place. Those little guides are really handy. And then all I need to do is change this sort of body of text here. So I'm going to get my 3rd section, copy, and then highlight that text, stick it in. Nice. It's actually a smaller box on this one, so you might want to shift things up so the space isn't so big. And then here, a newborn baby is 78% water and adults are 55 to 60% water. So let me grab that and then pop it in there. And again, that box is a bit smaller, so you can start playing around with the alignment just by using your little arrow keys if you want. Nudge that one up, and then actually I think I'll move this one and this one at the same time by selecting them using our shift key. And then, I mean, that's pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. I mean, if I wanted to nudge all of them down a little bit so it was, you know, nicely aligned at the bottom, all I have to do is just select them all and bring it down, drop it down a bit, which is nice. So there we go. A couple of more things to do, but Paul, you happy for me to kick over?
Yeah, kick over, yeah. So guys, what I was just doing there is just resizing just everything as well. You know, when I created mine, the boxes and stuff are quite big, but I'm just going to show you a trick to just change a couple of things. So when I've selected my box there, if I just go to order, I can change the order of where it sits. So you can see this line allows me to put it above or below my text, which is great. But also, the copying and pasting is slightly different on the iPad. So if I click on my text, you'll see that there is an option here that is select multiple. If I click select multiple, then I can click on my text, and my box is kind of tricky to do. Let me just see. There we go. We can kind of draw a box around that. So I've got the two selected. If I go to next, then I've got the option then to duplicate the two. Then I can just drag that down. So I know, okay, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to have another box there. And I'll just duplicate it again. We'll just do 3. So there we go. So we've got 3 boxes.
Nice.
And I can do the same thing if I click on my text. I can just hit duplicate. I can bring that text down.
Yeah, that's nice.
Duplicate again. And then all it is, guys, then it's just going back to the text here that Dom has made for us already and just copying and pasting then the text that you want. So just copy. And what I'll do is I'll just click on that, hit edit text, delete my heading, and just paste in the new text that I want. Just hit done.
Nice.
And then we'll just reposition just some of them things until we get it where we want it. And the good thing as well, Adobe Express kind of it aligns things for you, which is great. And we'll just edit this text, delete that. Again, that's all we're doing at this point. It's just copying and pasting things in. So let's copy and back to Adobe Express. And paste it in. And done.
Nice.
And then just change the sizes of your boxes as you wish, and that's really it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, what I'm going to do now is, because I've got a little space here, so I'm going to challenge Paul to give himself a little space at the top where we can stick in a couple of interesting images. And let me show you how I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to click on Photos. And here, like, who would be wandering around an iceberg? Well, of course, you're thinking about a polar bear, because I was too. So you got all sorts of polar bears here. Whoa, look at that one. I've not seen that one before. That one's a good one. You can choose any of these, and you can put them into your design. So maybe I'll choose, this one. We got, I think he must be on a package holiday, trying to find himself a sun lounger. So I'll remove background there, and then I'll stick it. Well, it could be a hair, couldn't it? I don't really know. And you see the remove background tool, and then perfect, nice. Oh, well, actually, it wasn't perfect, was it? Because we've still got this kind of gray section here. So if I've got erase highlighted here, I can go in and just erase this kind of weird little gray section that's appeared behind. Usually it's pretty perfect, but I suppose it was a little bit, yeah, it's not liking that one, is it? Oh, is that the photo behind, actually? Oh, yeah, it is. Anyway, either way, it's worked out quite nicely. And then I'm just going to bring it down ever so slightly. And there's a polar bear on a photo shoot. There we go, the polar bear swimwear model. And I'm happy with that one. I'll just stick that one as if it's chilling on the ice there, on the snow. And then you can do it again here. There was one at the top I like that one. And then again, you can press remove background. This one's probably going to be easier, I would think. There we go. Nice. And then this one's a slightly different color, which actually I quite like, actually. And you could have it sort of right on the edge here. Maybe he's about to dive in and go for a little swim. There you go. Maybe I'll bring that down ever so slightly, right on the corner. That's kind of nice. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe like stick it on the top. There you go, like it's looking at the title. Let's say this looks like an interesting task to do. There we go. Maybe that one's better. And you can play with the, you might want to make them blend in a little bit better. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the darken filter again. That one. That one's good. And actually, I quite like the fact that this one's got that sort of bluey sort of tint to it. I think it makes it look cool. So I think I'm going to leave that. I mean, if you want to replace any of these, you just select them, press replace, and maybe go for one that looks a bit more natural, maybe. Let's see what we get. There we go. You see, when you replace them, it actually does all the remove background for you. You don't even have to bother with that. So that's pretty nice. Quite like it. You select it and just try and make it look like it's just leaning on the edge of that iceberg there, and then you can play with the size of it. Maybe this one's a smaller one. Actually, making me feel like this one needs a filter on as well. Maybe I'll do the darken on that one. That one just there. That looks a bit more natural. Could be fooled into thinking that was right. Right, okay, I'll kick it over to you, Paul. Do you need a bit more time?
No, that's cool.
Cool.
Okay, guys, so I have just resized all of my boxes just to give me a bit of space at the top. And we're just going to go to add again. We're looking for Adobe stock photographs. So you can go to either photos or go to Adobe stock photos, either or here. Just click on Adobe stock and we will look for a polar bear. So just click on search. Polar bear. Okay, so let's choose one. I think I'm going to choose this one.
Yeah, okay, that's a good one.
Add. And then we will add to or we can either add to collage or move freely. We're just going to move this one freely. Okay, and then what we can do then is we can hit edit, and then the option to remove background is a third one over. Remove background, and it will just take a bit of time. There we go. So remove
nice
is there.
Yeah, that's nice.
Size that down. Kind of cool. And then what we'll do is we'll just click blend. You can change then the opacity of things. You can go to looks and change the color, so that's darken it, or maybe we might go to is there colorize there? Just change the color if we can get the
that's a good one.
Sort of tint.
Yeah.
Somewhere you can do that. You can hit enhance. You can change the brightness, contrast, all that sort of thing. So let's bring the warmth down. No, so loads of things that you can do. Let's add an all. Oh, forgot to hit done. That's what happens when you forgot to hit done. Hit edit, remove background.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Yep. And then we'll just go to enhance warmth. We'll bring the warmth down, make it a bit colder.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then remember to hit done.
That actually works really well. It makes it look much more natural.
Yeah, so there we go. Done again. Perfect. And we'll just add another one in. Adobe stock photographs. This time I'm going to look for a killer whale.
Can't wait to see how this one works.
Yeah, I'm going to challenge myself. Killer whale. I think I'm going to go for this first one.
Yeah.
Right here.
It needs to be really clear, doesn't it, to get rid of the background? That one should work, I think.
I think we'll go with that one. We'll hit add. Move freely again. We'll go to edit. Remove background. Let's see what it does. Let's see how good Adobe Express is. And yep, look at that.
Look at that. Amazing. You could flip it, couldn't you, as well, I suppose?
Yeah, so once you have it selected, there's this little wheel at the bottom, so I can then adjust it round, adjust the size.
Nice.
Stick it there. What I'll do is I'll hit order beside edit, and I'll just drag the order. So there we go. It's behind my text.
Yeah, that's cool.
There we go. I'll adjust. I'll just flip it. There we go. Awesome.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, you've one-upped me there. That's good. Right. Let's show you how to save it and things like that now. So, and before we give you some time for you to crack on yourselves. So to download, this is where it's important, you see, to have named it if you download it. So download. If you're going to print it out, PDF would be a good one. But if you just want it to be digital, then PNG is good. So either or doesn't really matter. And I think, at this kind of size, both of them will print out really, really well. And then click Start Download. And what you'll see down the bottom of my machine, there it is. Waterfax is given, the project name becomes the file name. So that's really useful. And then you can click Share, publish. And then if you're a Google Classroom school or Microsoft Teams school, you can use either of those to send it to a particular assignment or send it to your teacher, wherever you like. Otherwise, you can click link. And then there it is. It's going to do it. It always stops at the end for some reason. And then boom, it does it. Is it going to do it? The world waits. Yeah, there it is. Kicks it out. For some reason, it goes really quick to 90% and then hangs around. And then you can just put your link into a browser. And boom, there you go. Nice. I'm happy with that. Let's see how to do that on an iPad.
Yep. So 2 things on the iPad, which is great, is your arrow keys at the top. So this first arrow key, that is the arrow pointing down, that just saves it directly to your iPad, which is fantastic. The second one gives us all the same options as Dom just had there. So we can save the image, save it as a template, post it to Facebook, Twitter, school's Twitter, Instagram. You can copy the link, and then you can hit the more as well. So the more then will give us all the options. If you do have Seesaw for your school or Google Classroom or Teams or something, should be all in there. We are just going to click on the second arrow pointing up. It'll prepare your project, and then we will just copy the link.
Got you.
Then it's going to go preparing your project.
Schools use Seesaw, don't they?
Yeah, a lot of schools over here would use Seesaw. Yeah, a lot of primary schools.
Right. And then that's just on your dashboard, is it?
That's just saved now. So I just go now to Chrome.
Clipboard, sorry.
Yeah, and I just paste it in here into Google Chrome. Let's just paste it in. Paste. There's our link. Water facts should just pop up. There we go. Perfect.
Nice. Happy days. Right. Let's stick a bit of, we're going to give you about 6 minutes here, I think. Let's go and find some music. And then where's the music gone? Where's it gone? Here it is. Right. Give you about 6 minutes to kind of tidy things up and do things for yourself. And then I think what we'll do is maybe me and Paul can we can have a face off, see if we can make something really quickly. Start completely from scratch. How you getting on, Paul? I'm running out of space.
Yeah, I'm getting on not too bad. Just sometimes on the iPad, Adobe Express might crash on you guys if you just shut the app down and start it up again. That's just what's happened in mine there.
Fair enough. I feel like working with text on the desktop's probably easier, I would think.
It is, yes. It's just easier to manipulate things.
Yeah, I do feel like I've got a bit of a unfair advantage here. Mine's looking very similar to the one before anyway. It's nice for people to see, have their own time to do stuff as well. Okay. Well, I didn't get any time to change the text, to be fair. But I kind of got 4 boxes. So I'm happy with that. I feel like yours is looking a lot cooler than mine. I'm going to take a quick peek. Oh, look at that! Look at that photo. Oh man. Oh well.
Good photo.
Yeah, it is a good photo. The photo makes it, doesn't it? I wonder where you found that. You must have done some scrolling to find that. Wow,
That's just a photo with some just a filter over the top. That's all it is. It's
right.
Just using exactly what we've just been talking about. Just
yeah. Right. So I think it's time now for us to get on with the second one. So we've got about 15 minutes to go here. And all we're going to do is we're going to use this text that we've got here, just this placeholder text, and you're more than welcome to use it as well. I'm going to use it to make a video. And if I show you how to start, just put the title in, and then Paul can do that as well. And then actually I'll just demo the whole thing, I think, because it's very similar, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Go to plus, and then go down to video. And here it's just going to ask you, like, what do you want to call it? So obviously I'll probably call it water facts again. There we go. Click next, and then start from scratch, because we've already got a kind of a template of words here. So start from scratch, and then you'll be presented with, there it is. Cool. Paul, if you show them that, and then I can take it over.
Yeah. So guys, as I said at the start, it is 3 separate apps. So we are looking for Spark Video this time. When you click on Spark Video, it will open up and it should bring you to all of your projects. We're just looking for the big plus. It's always the big plus on an iPad. When we click on that, we will skip to editor. And then that's it.
Nice.
That's right there.
Yeah, good man. All right, let me take that back. So if you just keep it on that screen, Paul, just because I can flick between the two just to show, you know, where things are different.
Yeah.
And so you can see, like, Paul's got layout, themes, resize, music, share, and things like that right across the top. But I've got them, well, also right across the top. So, you know, more for me. So there you go. And then the only thing that's different, I think, let me just work out. What was the thing that's different? Oh, yeah, your plus is on the right-hand side.
My plus is on the right-hand side. The color of the record buttons that are different, and you have to click into each of the options along the top, where yours is already along the right-hand side.
That's true.
That's it.
Yeah. So I'm going to start off by changing the layout here to title and text. So here I might just put in like water facts, and then I can put my name in, Dom Trainer. And then, you know, if you want to change the look and feel of things, go down here to themes. Maybe I'll choose a statement theme or the mega one, maybe. Give it like a dark blue. Yeah, that's nice. Kind of like that. Now, it's looking a bit boring like that, so let's put in a photo behind it. And again, what did you search for that face? Did you just put water in it?
Water spray.
Oh, water spray. You see, get creative with the things that you search for. Hey, there it is. Yeah, there you go. He's giving up his trade secrets here. I like it. And if you want to, you know, once you see the spinning wheel, which means it's rendering. Once it's rendered, you can do things like move the text around and stuff like that. So we get more of this totally bizarre photo in there. It's great, that one. I like it. And then if you want to, you can just, you know, do your voiceover really, really simply over the top. You just click and hold it. Water Facts by Dom Trainer. There we go. I always click it, wait for a second, then say my thing, wait for a second, let go. And if I play this back by pressing the little play button there, I can actually hear that. You can't hear it, but I can hear that. And it's got some music on the background. I can hear that. So if I go into music, it's using this across the bridge one here. But you can preview any of these music options just by clicking, you know, the little play button. And if you're happy with that, then you click it and it gives you that tick to say, cool, that's the one we've selected. I might just bring down the volume ever so slightly. Now, to put another scene in, you're just going to press this plus here. Very simple, and it you know, gives you another scene. And then all I'm going to do here is things like, you know, copy my first section, for example. I might go and look at the layout here. Maybe I'll do caption for my layout. And here I'm going to put my text in here. And, you know, let's use a keyword, oceans. So when I go to photo, if I go to ocean, for example, do you know what? What I might do is killer whale, because that one that Paul found before was really cool. Do you know what? That's a good one. Oh, but the thing is, it's obscuring, the kind of text is obscuring it. So what I'm going to do is just going to click that text, bring it right down, and then I can reposition my text and put it over there. That's nice. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to voice over this section here. So actually, here's a little cheat that I use. I'll actually put it on the screen, right? Record my voiceover. A whopping 96.5% of water on Earth is in our oceans, covering 71% of the surface of our planet. And at any given time, about 0.001% is floating above us in the atmosphere. If all of that water fell as rain at once, the whole planet would get about 1 inch of rain. And now that I've done my voiceover, I can just go back in here and delete that. And then there's not so much text on screen. They can just listen to my voice and then read that as the kind of title to that particular slide. So that's one layout you can use. And then you can use caption. Sorry, we've used caption. So then I'm going to press the plus, and it's going to give me another little card in here, or another little scene in here. And then maybe I'll use the split screen. And in this one, maybe I will actually take all of my voiceover. I might even leave that title, Most Freshwater is in Ice. I might put that text in there, and then record my voiceover. Just 3.5% of Earth's water is fresh, that is, with few dissolved salts. You can find Earth's fresh water in our lakes, rivers, and streams, but don't forget groundwater and glaciers. Over 68% of Earth's fresh water is locked up in ice and glaciers. And then here on the right-hand side, I'll go for a photo, and then maybe I'll put iceberg in again, because there were loads of cool photos for that. That one's pretty nice. I like that. Yeah. And you can play around with, you know, you can swap it over and it'll give you a slightly different look. I think that's a better look, so I'm going to use that one. But also I'm thinking that there's a lot of text on that right-hand side. So I'm going to click that text and just paste in the title to it and let my voiceover do the talking there. You see there it is, Most Freshwater is in Ice. And again, put in a scene or put in a slide, however you want to call it. And here maybe I'll go full screen. And then again, I think I will always just take the titles, put them in. A lot can live in one drop of water. Bring it down. There we go. And then again, I'll put a photo in. And here I might put water droplets. Something like that. See what we get. Oh, that's nice. Very stylish. And to kind of keep the attention all on the photo, I'm just going to drag that text over to the top there. If you wanted to, you could just change the layout really quickly just by selecting caption, and the difference here will be it puts it in a little box, which actually I quite like. I don't know whether I'm not really sure which one I want to do. Actually, maybe the font is slightly different with full screen. Excuse me. So maybe I'll do that one instead. And again, press that to record your voiceover. Now, if I just do one more and I'll put a split screen in again, and the reason why I want to do this is because I want to show you, you can put all of your text on one side. I think if you are going to do a lot of text, then split screen is probably the best way to do it. And then on the right-hand side, you don't always have to use photos, although I do prefer them, to be honest. I'm going to use an icon here. And search for baby, because we're talking about a newborn baby is 78% water. And I think I'll put that one in. That's pretty cool. Nice. Again, if you want to switch up the layout. Yeah, I do think that's better. I do think that looks better somehow. Not really sure why, but I think I do. And if you ever want to, you can just replace where these slides live just by jumping them back and forwards like that. Doesn't really matter like what order you put them in. The only thing I would say is that I wouldn't really want to have two split screens or split layouts next to each other. So kind of keep them apart if possible. Paul, I'm just going to throw it over to you for a second, if that's okay, while I get rid of this.
Yep. Okay, so guys, it is very similar on the iPad. I'm just following along here, just doing the same sort of thing that Dom is doing. There we go. I'm just doing the water droplet one. So something can live in a water droplet. A lot can live in a water droplet. Perfect. So if I just show you what I've got here. So we've got our water facts by myself, Paul Sandy. So we've got our record button there as well. And almost all of the Earth's oceans, all Earth's water is in the ocean. So if I was to record that, I would just simply hold the big red record button. Almost all of Earth's water is in the oceans. You could record the rest of your text there as well. And that is just going to play back. And all we're simply doing is just adding in. So if I go and just click plus at the bottom right, then we go to layout. Let's just choose one of the layouts. We'll do another split screen. On the last time on the left, I had the text, and on the right, I had the image. So this time I'm going to flip it. I'm going to add the text. So I see when I click on the plus, I get the options along the top right here. So I'm going to add text this time. I'm just going to add in my title, my last title. Our bodies are mostly water. Okay. Copy that, and we'll just paste that in. Our bodies are mostly water, and then it gives us the option to size it up. I'm just going to size it up as big as we can. Click the plus on the left and click on photo. Oh, and then we will just type in body. You see what comes up. Okay, so not a lot is coming up. Sometimes you just have to be quite creative with your searches. Let's see. We'll just type in water. See what we get. This kind of looks like a cool one. Perfect.
Yeah,
I think
great.
that kind of fits it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Right, just before we go, maybe we I mean, what I liked about yours actually, Paul, is that you didn't put any like big chunks of text in like I did, because actually I think it's better for that to be voiceover. I think you did that. I think you did that in a better way. Right, the last thing we're going to do before we sign off is you can download the video just by clicking download. That will take a few minutes. Okay, so you can put that on if you want, and then you can see the little progress bar, and you can just close that and it'll keep going. But the one thing you can't do at the same time, and that is doing that, is press share, because when I press share and publish, it'll say, oh, you're downloading your video, so give it a second. So I'm just going to come out of that, stop downloading, just so I can show you how to share. So sharing is share, publish. You can have a title if you want, subtitle, author if you want, whatever. Or you can turn that off, and then you can click link. And this is the main difference between desktop and the iPad. is that on the desktop, it will give you an almost ready link, which is saying, hey, here's the link that it's going to be at. But if you look at it now, it's preparing, and it will be ready when that blue line goes right across to the other side.
Yeah.
Paul, do you want to show them that?
Yeah. Guys, slightly different on the iPad. We have our share option on the top right. If you click on the share, then what you can do is you can save to camera roll, which means it's saved directly to your iPad, which is great. But then we've got, oh, sorry, let me just close that. I clicked the wrong thing. Copy link to clipboard. And then you click copy link to clipboard again. And then what it does is it generates the link, but there is no almost ready link. We just need to wait until this progress bar completes. And if I exit this page, it starts again. So it can take a bit of time. Just depends on the quality of your iPad and the quality of your internet as well, guys. But shouldn't take too long.
Good stuff. I think mine is almost there yet. It's just about to complete, and then you'll be able to use that link to like embed it into like an Express page and stuff like that. So very, very simple to do. And whenever it is ready, this thing will pop up and you'll be able to start playing it and things like that. Okay, well, that's it from us. There you go, share link ready. Let's see if it's given it enough time for that video to come out here. There you go. Oh no, still needs like 30 seconds or so. But you can also share it to Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, those kind of things. And that is how you make an infographic. That was the first one. And the second one, that's how you make a video. Bang on time. That's unusual for me and you, Paul.
Very unusual, yeah.
Thanks very much. I appreciate you coming. Thanks very much, Paul.
Thanks, guys. Have a good afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. Get creating and get expressing.